Australia.
Hey, Marty Bostic from Alabama.
Welcome.
Chantel Varens, Nassau, Bahamas.
All right, welcome everybody. Hey, we've got a whole bunch of people on here. You guys kind of know the drill by now, so go ahead and introduce yourself and where you're calling in from, and we'll get started right here at the top of the hour.
Mike in Atlanta.
Walt Swansea from Texas.
Taylor from Boston.
Elaine Curl Turner from San Jose, California.
Matt from Racine, Wisconsin.
From Vietnam.
North Carolina.
Harry Duckworth from Enid, Oklahoma.
Karen Briggs, Newtown, California.
Walter, Rio Rancho, New Mexico.
Live from North Carolina.
Sonny from Kentucky.
Lester from Alabama. Ken Olston in Charlottesville, Virginia.
Jackie, Roy, New Jersey.
Yep, from Las Vegas.
Jonathan King, Australia, Gold Coast.
Jack from Port St. Lucie, Florida.
Malene Austin from Brooklyn, New York.
Florida's from Tampa, Florida.
The Nutmeg Steak of Connecticut.
Ron from Rhode Island.
Rhonda from Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Dexter, Long Island, New York.
David from Maine.
Welcome, David.
Mark from Eureka, California.
Edward White.
Linda from Las Cruces, New Mexico.
Florida. Warren Femick from Waldorf, Maryland.
Mike from Lubbock, Texas.
Hey, this is Renee from Germany.
From Rahway, New Jersey.
Jerry
Jonathan
from
from Gold
Pittsburgh.
Coast, Australia.
Gold Coast, welcome.
Boca Raton, Florida.
Hey, Richard and Chuck, Clark Agnew, Lubbock, Texas.
Steve,
And they write a song about it, love it.
Steve,
Who else is from Pittsburgh?
It turns out that.
They got Wally Piper from Apache Junction, Arizona.
And you say one money.
It's not exactly Pittsburgh.
I'm from Pittsburgh.
Who's in it? Mark?
Cindy from Phoenix.
Someone from Phoenix?
Andy from Yale, Washington.
From Ocean State, Rhode Island.
Seal from Calgary, Alberta, Canada.
Robert from Rockford,
Rick
Illinois.
from Central Florida.
Morning live from Florida, and my video never works on Zoom.
Jennifer from Melbourne, Florida.
Brian from New Jersey.
Dave Carlson from South Dakota.
Florida is from Tampa, Florida.
Gabe Munoz from Fresno, California.
Roger Miller, Warsaw, Indiana.
From Canada.
Dr. K from Florida.
Welcome, Dr. K.
Hi, Rick.
Greg from Buffalo.
The boy, Buffalo. And Bill's house? Bill's Mafia?
Of course,
See my Josh Allen back here?
I did. Rick, did you ever live in Buffalo or are you just a fan?
Rochester. Grew up in Rochester. Southern Tier.
Close enough.
Dr. Mack, New Jersey.
Hey guys, well, it is bewitching time. So what we're gonna do is put the put the kibosh on the mute button, and we'll get things rolling. My name is Chuck Hanson. I'm going to be your co-host here this evening. For all of you that are brand new, let me just kind of give you a big welcome. You know, we always like to start these events off with everybody kind of introducing themselves and where they're, no, I'm not, where they're calling in from. Can you hear me, Michael?
We can hear you. We can hear you. Yeah, we're
Okay,
good. Good, Chuck.
So we always like to give those welcomes, you know, everybody coming in, and we've got about over 500 people on the call right now. This Zoom room holds about holds 1,000 people, and I'm sure we'll have that by the time we get started here. So, you know, let me tell you a little story before we get started. It was about 1 year ago when we all saw the idea of hotspots, of helium, about building the world's largest and first peer-to-peer wireless network. And quite frankly, we got excited about it. We saw a lot of potential, not just specifically for us, but for the hundreds of thousands of people that each one of us have touched over, you know, the course of our careers. So we decided to start a company called iHUB Global and take this out to the world. You know, all of the pieces kind of fell in place. It was
anybody here, Chuck? Sounds like he's muted.
It was a kind of a miracle. It was kind of a miracle as to what actually happened and has happened. Here we've got a company that is just barely 120 days old, and we've got right at 150,000 affiliates from all over the globe, and we've deployed thousands and thousands and thousands of hotspots, and we're just now starting, right? We're just now starting. So tonight, you're going to have the good fortune to hear from our CEO, my good friend Rick Cotton, who lives down in Vero Beach, Florida. And you'll also hear from Michael Stern, who Michael and I will interact towards the end of the call to go through some Q&A. So kind of, you know, take your questions, put them up on the chat, and try to stay on point, you know, as far as topics are concerned. And we'll do our best to try to answer that. You'll also get to hear from Eric Z, and Eric is in Las Vegas. Eric heads up the team that is in charge of our new software called Helium Track. So you're going to listen and hear a little bit about that. And that really is the defining piece of our technology that really will differentiate us from anything else that's out there and give us that really unfair advantage, if you will. And that's what everybody needs in business. So it's just a little bit of an advantage. So with that, I'd like to introduce my good friend of 25 years, Mr. Rick Cotton. Rick, are you there, buddy?
I'm here, buddy. Thanks, Chuck. How are you tonight? Good?
Good.
Good. Long days, huh, partner?
Yeah.
Exciting days, though. It's great to see everybody. It's fun to hear different people check in from all over the globe. And, you know, like you said, over 600 people now and growing quickly here, but exciting. 140, 150,000 people in the last 4 months, unparalleled growth, guys, as we reserve hotspots strategically. And I just want to kind of build on what Chuck was saying at iHUB. And what our purpose is. You know, we've pivoted and we are now a SaaS company. That means software as a service. Helium Track is a thing that we sell, right? We sell software to help you guys deploy, monitor, and build your business in iHUB, your affiliate business. And we deploy our boxes for free. And we get the great privilege to work with our VIPs and you guys as you work with the software to deploy to the best locations. One thing we've done since the inception in the world of helium is we've had some of the highest producing boxes on the averages across the board from anybody out there that's deploying. And so we kind of pride ourselves in that. It started in Vero Beach. where we took 6 units and we said, listen, let's prove this concept. And we put them in a structure. We learned all the calls from Helium and how you build this mesh network. How do we create this wireless peer-to-peer coverage? And we did it with a lot of work. We moved them around. We put antennas up. We did all kinds of creative things. And we had some of the best performing boxes in probably the whole world of Helium. From there, we just started hubbing out and got a great group of leaders down here. And now I think we have over 209 boxes in just a small town, right? From Sebastian, if you're familiar with this area, down to Fort Pierce. And so we're selling data in Vero Beach, which is really encouraging because the whole idea of this concept and what we're participating in is we're putting these little mini cell towers in our houses, right? And we all know, if you ever heard stories about people make fortunes on having cell towers, right? But very exclusive, very hard to get into. But that's what Time Magazine said. Is like we're putting these little cell towers in our homes and we're creating this coverage and this blockchain Helium, and the blockchain is rewarding us for rewards. But ultimately, we're trying to build as much of this coverage and get a piece as many of these units as we possibly can through our independent affiliate networks and get paid those residual incomes for years and years and hopefully generations to come. Helium's got a 50-year business plan on their website. That's unparalleled. You don't see that a lot, right? So our goal is to sell data in the world of IoT, which is the Internet of Things, and I had no idea, I just a little bit to be dangerous a year and a half ago when I discovered the IoT network and how big it is, right? Wi-Fi is for us. We connect, our smart TVs to Wi-Fi and we connect to Wi-Fi, but all these other things out there that are being produced, whether it's your refrigerator, a sensor, a package, a scanner, a parking meter, a scooter in the street, they're all connecting and getting data packets from the internet. And they're buying it from telco, right? From big telco. And it's very, very expensive for them. And that's the brilliance of what Helium did, some 7-8 years ago, 2013, I believe, when they started building this blockchain with a vision to create the world's largest IoT network. And by far, it's the biggest right now. But we're, like Chuck said, we're just getting started. And we've been blessed to be in a position. The good Lord's been favored us. We're in a position really to dominate the landscape and give you guys an opportunity of a lifetime. Give us all an opportunity of a lifetime as we continue to grow and grow this thing. It's going to get explosive. It already is explosive. So we really want to kind of drive you guys as this thing kind of evolves, right? And there's changes all the time, guys. If you're looking for a company where there's not going to be any changes, you definitely are not in the right place, right? Because this is just an evolving thing. Nobody's ever done what Helium's done. Nobody's ever done what we've done. We're kind of changing the IoT world. I met with somebody, it's a real big name in the IoT. You might meet him in the future the other day. And he's like, man, what you guys are doing is it's shaking up the industry, right? Because nobody's ever done this, applied affiliate marketing to what we're doing. So it's exciting, but it's just the beginning. But there's going to be a lot of change and a lot of pivots as we go, but we're starting to really narrow down where we're going, guys. And we're not that far away from getting into our free deployment model. Probably by the end of August, we're going to see free miners going out there. So we want to encourage you guys, not overwhelm you tonight, but give you the basic tools using the software to go out there and take advantage of this timing, right? I am all about unfair business advantages, right? You have one right now. iHUB has one right now. We have a lot of unfair business advantages right now, and you have one right now for the timing of where you're at. So take advantage. I know a lot of you guys are. You just look at the map. We have more planned hotspots already than Helium does as a whole of deployed hotspots by far, by almost 50% more. And by the end of the year, I just did some basic calculations today. We'll have well over 1.5 million, probably closer to 2.5 million planned hotspots by the end of this year. Okay, now it seems overwhelming, but we want you guys to understand our goal and our vision is deploy millions and millions and millions of hotspots through your affiliate networks as Helium continues to get traction and continues to grow. Right now, we got about 130,000 under our POs. I got good news today. We might have another 30,000 we're going to add to that, including some European units, guys. So we're excited about that as well. More to come on that. So we're going to continue to secure inventory. But again, we're just getting started. You guys are in the right place at the right time, very, very early on. So with that, I want to kind of share my screen with you guys, and I want to kind of drive us back into the app, because you guys that are out there crushing it right now are using this app, are gravitating to this app, understand the power of this thing. And I've been in marketing for 30 years, and I've developed a lot of crazy marketing, projects have been about a lot. I've never seen quite anything like this, right? Where you have the opportunity to run virtual mining assessments on people's addresses and get the urgency to claim that real estate, to hold that real estate, to lock it down in the world of iHUB. It's very, very powerful. And, we can just take a look at the map, and we can see what you guys are doing. I mean, it's remarkable. Now, remember, the blue and the orange and the black, That's iHUB, right? Everything else is just deployed units, which thousands of those are ours as well. You know, many of you guys, but look, you can look at the globe. I mean, look at what you guys are doing. You guys are just blanketing the globe with hotspots right now. It's just going to continue to grow faster and faster and faster. And it might look a little overwhelming, like, oh my gosh, I'm missing the opportunity. Trust me, guys, millions and millions and millions of hotspots are going to be deployed through the Helium project worldwide and the People's Network. I mean, we're just getting started. There's 100,000 out there. It's not even a drop in the bucket. So we all know there's supply chain issues. You can Google it, right? General Motors, Motorola, everybody's trying to get the same parts that we're trying to get. And that's why we're flipping over every rock that we know of, every contact we have in Asia, and we're buying chips here, moving them over here to assemble units over here, working with every manufacturer. As you guys are going to see, we're going to have units of all kinds coming out soon to get parts so we can put together units for you guys to deploy through our model. But it's just the beginning, guys, just the beginning. But right now, take advantage. This is not one of those instant gratification things, right? So that's the world we live in, especially in America. I know we're from all over the world here, but in America, it's like instant, drive-through mentality, right? Instant gratification. This is not that program, right? You guys got to see the vision before it's here, right? You got to have the insight to see where we're going and be a part of it right now. And trust me, if you follow the program, and you plan 6-packs, right? You can guarantee yourself deployment. You can guarantee yourself deployment and your team deployment if you follow the system and build the structure that we learned how, going back to that 6-pack originally when we were doing it manually. Now we've built this incredible tool where we can put this army of people, your army out there deploying hotspots. So with that, I'll shut up. I'm going to bring Eric Z in. Eric, are you with me?
I am. Thank you, Rick. That was a good overview of Helium and the opportunity and everything. And I just kind of want to reiterate a little bit, if you don't mind, before
please.
we jump in. I've been in, analyzing blockchains and different crypto opportunities. I was actually mining Bitcoin back in 2011. And a lot of people ask me, well, what makes Helium so special? Why are you all about Helium and what they've done? And the truth is because, like Rick said, it serves a real world business purpose. This is something that is fulfilling a $750 billion industry. Every major sector that we know, from healthcare to agriculture to you name it, is relying on IoT data. All of those sensors. You could think of like a manufacturing facility. How does it know when all these things are coming off of the rotation line and all this automation? It's all using IoT data. And Helium has really put something very, very special together. It makes sense. It's digestible. It's just an incredible opportunity. And so now with this app, I just want to say that we are just moving at lightning speed. I've been building software, managing software teams, and we have never written code so fast, so quickly, and deployed it this quickly. I mean, it's phenomenal. Speaking of which, just to put it out there, we are expanding our software development team. When we launched out assessments, we did it very fast. It was 2 weeks where this idea came to fruition. Of course, Rick is this mastermind, figuring out the best way to get you the right tools to build your network, to build your teams quickly, show people that urgency, show people the opportunity. And so when he throws something at us, it's, he has it kind of in his mind. And so we got to digest it. We got to start building it out and figuring out how to make it easy for you guys to use. And it's a challenge, especially when we want to get it to you guys quickly. So we do understand that there's some issues at times, and we really want to say thank you because we appreciate your patience. You guys are helping us improve. So, we're putting together better processes. We're hiring more support staff. We're expanding our software development team. We have some new people starting on Monday, and we're going to continue deploying these tools, perfecting things, making sure that this is a seamless process, testing across every possible option and device for you guys. And so with that said too, we're putting together a whole new support center, a whole new training center. After getting your guys' feedback over the last week or so, after launching the mining assessments, we really try to get everything done quickly, but we want to take a step back and make sure that before we keep pushing things out, without enough testing, that we get the right training tools in place for you guys. And I promise you, we are working tirelessly on it. I've never seen a team in my life, such as iHUB's, work so hard, day and night, nonstop, 4, 5, 6 in the morning. Texts are coming in, emails, issues, whatever it is, we're getting it done. So with that said, one of the big things that we did get done for you guys that you have been, you guys are asking, we are listening. I promise you that. You currently now have the ability, as far as when you sent out these mining assessments, we understand that the goal here is, and in order to achieve the best results, you want to reach out to that person, and we're going to go over this a little bit. when you send someone a mining assessment. So what is a mining assessment? It's a report that someone receives via text or email that shows them the potential of what would happen if they got a free hotspot there, a free hotspot deployment. And it generates that report and it pulls in nearby hotspots potential and shows them, hey, nearby hotspots around your house, your location are earning this much HNT, and you can do that too. So it sends them this report and it shows them, hey, you got this amount of time, 24 hours to go ahead, sign up your iHUB account and reserve your hotspot, right? And so we all know that to get the best results, you want to get in touch with that person. You want to let them know that they have an opportunity in front of them, that you're going to be sending them this mining assessment. And unfortunately for some of them did not execute. And so they have expired, right? And what do we, so now some of you guys are stuck, and we understand that that could be frustrating. So number one is we've went ahead and we've implemented the ability to resend mining assessment. Rick, if you move your camera out of the way there, or your the Zoom column there, or was that mine? I'm sorry. I apologize. That's mine. So yes, right there on the right side, you'll see a new column where it says resend. And so any of your existing mining assessments that have expired, so that means that someone that you sent this to did not actually go ahead and sign up and reserve their hotspot. You open that window, you click resend, and you go ahead and check off how you want to resend that to them. And so if you've made a mistake currently, okay, and this is the only case that you want to do this, if you made a mistake by accident, you entered their phone number wrong, or you entered their email wrong, you could go ahead and correct it on this step. And so you can go ahead and resend them that mining assessment. And for those who have been sending out a lot of mining assessments, I'm sure that they have some work to do and follow up. And you'll see that now that status is back to pending, right? So as of now, this is how you can resend mining assessments. Definitely, if the person did not follow through, give them a ring, let them know you will be resending it to them, right? And we want to take this a step further. Rick, should I jump right into it of what we have to make this even easier, or?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. I'm going to probably bring us back again, Eric, if that's okay, but go ahead, dive in, buddy.
No problem. We want to take this a step further for you guys. We totally, putting in everyone's addresses and sending out these mining assessments, it's not an easy task. It's a lot of work. You got to get all the information together. You got to think about everyone you know. And we're thinking of a way to make this even easier for you guys. So what we're going to actually do is automate this process a little for you by creating an automated virtual mining assessment funnel, right? We're going to have a landing page that's going to be coded to you, to your affiliate account, that you will be able to still share via email and SMS, or even however, you send someone a link, just a regular hyperlink, and that page is going to be coded to you. And someone else that you send that to is going to be able to enter their own information. So rather, it's a reverse process. Instead of you entering someone's information and running a virtual mining assessment and sending it back to them, you could send them a way for them to do that without even yet having an iHUB account, right? So you send them that link, they're going to be able to punch in their own information, and they're going to see that mining assessment instantly. It's going to literally, as soon as it's done, they enter their information, it's going to create that report and allow them to follow through as if you sent it to them. So think about how much easier and how much faster and less mistakes. And, so it's really going to be a lot better. You still will have the ability to, send someone a mining assessment right to their email or phone, and they can click that link and get the report. But we want to give you the best tools possible. And we're working really quickly to do that. We don't have a time frame for that yet, but if I had to say something, we're looking at mid next week. And we do know that there's still a couple things in between here. We really want to focus on training and getting you guys a tool. So Rick, if you want to bring me back, I can go on forever.
No, good stuff, guys. Good stuff. So I kind of want to go back up to 50,000 feet, because I know that the growth is so phenomenal. There's a lot of new people on every training call. So this is Helium Track is going to become our back office, right? And right now we have iHUB.global. We have our commission back office. We have 3 back offices, right? We will kind of bring everybody into this. So the tool is there. Your commission tracking is there. Everything you need to do is manage your business is here. Your training, everything. So you're going to kind of see that evolution. And eventually the iHUB.global back office will all be here. Okay, so we're just kind of so you guys understand that. So the traction you want to build with your teams, with your organization is right here. Okay, learn these tools, train these tools. I know they got some incredible leaders in here, right, that are doing their own Zooms, doing their own training, running with this thing. So I would really encourage you guys to focus your efforts and train, understanding that we are working at lightning speed in order to get this done for you guys. but Eric and his team are going to continue to add new features constantly to this. Okay. So keep the feedback coming, but try to be patient with us as well, guys, knowing that, hey, this thing is a work in progress and we're just going to make it better and better and better for you guys. But the thing I do want to focus on here is this to-do list, or even a getting started list. I kind of like that too, is a getting started list. The very first thing that anybody wants to do. Now, this will change a little bit because eventually all the signups are going to come through here. Okay. Once Eric has that feature done, where there is a landing page, if you would, a funnel, if you would, where you can send out a link and it just brings them through a mining assessment. They're filling out their own information and so forth. We're going to do away with the iHUB sign up page. There will be no more iHUB sign up page, right? Right now we have it, but eventually it'll be all right here. Okay. So you'll be able to function and drive everything through that. Okay. And so that'll be a feature that's coming very, very, very soon. But the first thing you want to do, if a lot of people have still come through the iHUB sign up page, they got to go in here and reserve their free miner. Okay. The first thing you want to do, doesn't matter if you have a miner on your address right now, you want to reserve a free miner and take, so you can rotate that miner out and have another one in your business. Okay. So the very first thing you want to do, and don't wait on this, don't wait for any imports. The database over there in iHUB, people put in tons of garbage. I hate to say it. Some people put in 700 people. There's a lot of garbage there. So we're trying to sort through them. So just don't wait on us. We're doing the best we can on that, but go reserve your hotspot, reserve your address right now. And then we're working on some other features down the road, guys. We know they have multiple addresses. You have offices, you have rental properties. There's other features coming down. Right now it's reserved one address per affiliate ship, but down the road, we're working on some solutions as well. That's come to question. Okay. And then from there, guys, the thing to be doing right now is a daily method of operation, right? You can do 25, correct me if I'm wrong, Eric, 25 live assessments, right? You can push out 25 a day. Okay. Now we limit it to 25
with a pro account.
At a pro account, excuse me. Yeah, at a pro account. Okay. At a pro account, you can push out 25 a day. As a free version, a light version, you get 10. Okay, we're giving you 10 to get started, okay? Because we want you to level up in the comp plan, right? We'll talk a little bit about that, but this video right here will teach you what that means, okay? I'm going to redo that here in the next day because we're going to change some verbiage in there, but it'll teach you how to level up and get a 10% increase to the host and a 10% residual HNT increase to the referrer, okay, by doing some simple activity using those 10 free credits, okay? Whether you ever buy the software or not, you can still do that, get leveled up, okay? We're not going to dive into that today, but we really want you, as leaders, you need to understand that, okay? Now you can get 20% on everybody you referred. Some of you guys have hundreds and hundreds of people frontline. You can get 20% on them now, not 10%, 20%. It's a game changer. So if you understand the comp, gold, in a sense, bronze became gold because you can go up to 25% now. Bronze on personals, not at gold, up to 35% at gold. So it just kind of changed the whole compensation plan, this pivot. So make sure you dive in there and understand that you don't need to be a master at the comp plan. What you need to master is with the daily method of operation to level up and make sure that your people know how to level up by doing simply using these assessments and doing it properly. Because you'll get you'll get the 5 free requests for miners. That's what you need to level up. 5 free requests for miners. You'll get that easily with those 10 if you do it right. A phone call. Hey, Michael, I'm going to send you a virtual mining report. Are you interested in it? Yes, he is. I'm going to send this report. It'll tell you exactly. I think you're in a really good spot. Michael's going to get it. He's got 24 hours urgency. He's going to claim that report. And I guarantee if you do it right, you'll get a 5. I think you'll bat 500. Somebody was arguing with me the other day. This is direct sales. You know what the average is? This is not even close to anything we've ever done before, guys, as far as the numbers. I mean, the numbers are off the chain. So if you do it right, I guarantee you'll get those results, okay? So, but back to just the basics. What do we want to do when we get in here, guys? What is the thing that we can be doing right now in our business to take advantage of this timing that we're talking about? And it's right here, planning hotspots. Okay, if you haven't used your 10 for sure and do it right, if you need help with that, get on more trainings, understand that process. We'll drill down on that even more in some tutorials, but get with your sponsor, get with whoever referred you into iHUB and learn how to plan those hotspots correct with 10. But if you've got a pro account, get some, you're going to send 10 a day. Just get real consistent with 10 a day. If you really want to go big, go 25 a day. Don't miss a day. You don't do 25 assessments. I guarantee you'll have one of the biggest organizations in iHUB if you'll do 25 a day. Remember, when somebody claims one too, you'll get that one back. So if you want to push out 25, 15 of them get claimed. Now you got 15 more you can work with that day. So literally you could be doing this all day long if you're doing it because they're getting claimed all day long. And it is a race. It is a real estate grab in that sense, guys. is you want to tag your friends, because if you don't tag them, somebody else, I guarantee, on this call or in the world of iHUB are going to tag them. So you guys want to really get out there, take advantage of the early time that we have right now. Okay. So let's go through this real quick. Eric, I want you to kind of jump in here. Just give us step number one. What do we need to be doing when we're planning hotspots?
Of course. So the first thing that you want to do, obviously, if you're creating or planning a hotspot for someone, is you need their address. You're going to go ahead and start typing that in. Rick, you want? Okay, there you go. So the important thing is, I want to just reiterate, if you saw what Rick just did, is he started typing the address and he also selected it from a list. So guys, you got to make sure that you select the address from the list. And that's how we actually validate that address. You're going to fill out the rest of that information there that Rick just did. You're going to agree to the terms and you're going to click on plan that hotspot. And it's going to run that intelligence to let us know, great, it's a valid location. It could use some coverage. And that's where you're going to start sending the mining assessment out. Rick, if you want to just comment on anything here, this would be the step before, and it does actually, you can go ahead and click on.
Well, let's drill down it. Let's drill.
Sure.
Number one, what are the features that Eric and his team are working on? And he's got a lot of features, and I change his priority deck every morning. It's like, oh, what's Rick going to do to me now? And I appreciate your patience with me, brother. So, but one of the things on there is you're going to be able to visualize that plan right there. Okay, you're going to be able to see it, right? Visualize the actual assessment. It'll run. You'll be able to see it. This way, you know what you're sending out to them, right? Now, Eric's already built the feature where you can go back and look at that, right? We'll touch on that in a minute, but you have two choices. You can just plan the hotspot. What is the advantage of that, Eric, versus just going ahead and sending the assessment?
Well, it's a good question. I mean, maybe you need a little bit more time before you send someone assessment and you want to move on. So for example, here's a scenario. Let's say I got a list of 10 people I'm working with, right? And I'm making sure that everyone's address is ready and passes validation. And as I'm going through that process, I may want to get someone on the phone and say, hey, guess what? I got this opportunity for you. Your location would be great for a helium hotspot miner, and I'm going to send you this information. But let's say they don't answer the phone. You don't want to forget. You want to keep that location going, so you can just click on no, plan the hotspot, and so it kind of keeps it there. So now you would click on save, right? And it just kind of keeps that location. It creates that purple dot for you there. So this way you don't forget. And it also goes now into your planned hotspot list where you can later go back and just resend them an assessment quickly. So if you go over to the hub plan, and then you go to planned hotspots, that planned hotspot is now sitting in that list, wherever it was, and you could just go ahead and send them a mining report right from there. I think it's at the bottom, Rick, that
right
last one there.
Oh, is this it? Yeah, you're right.
Yep, there it is. So now you can go back and send them the report, that green button right there. And it's got all the information that you did. So you don't lose the work you did. So let's say you don't get them on the phone and that's your strategy. You want to make sure that you speak with them beforehand, before you just send them this mining assessment, because they got that 24 hours. You can save and plan that hotspot, come back later and just resend it to them when you're ready. So that's the advantage of having it just in case you're not ready to send it to them right at that moment.
Perfect. So, again, now after we go through this one more time, we're going to come back to the legend here and just talk to you about the map, right? What is happening in this process with these dots, right? These dots are really, really important to what we're doing. Okay. One of the things that we're really conscious of in the world of iHUB is creating the mesh coverage. We talked about IoT, right? There's a way to do this in a proper way that Helium wants us to do this. So we're not putting hotspots on top of each other and chopping up earnings, right? Because if your neighbor has a hotspot and you have a hotspot, guess what? You guys are going to share earnings. Okay. So we don't allow that in the world of iHUB. We don't allow that to happen. Okay. So reserving and claiming real estate and creating fear of loss is a big part of what we're doing. And it's real, right? Because not every location or every piece of real estate is going to be available. And so as we go through this, if we go ahead and plan a hotspot and we go through the whole process, oops, sorry about that. We go through the whole process. This is just a little bit different. Like Eric's example there was, hey, I'm going to go call these people. Maybe you've already called them. They know it's coming and you want to go ahead and get this out to them quickly because you want them to have the opportunity to claim it, right? You want the opportunity for them to claim it right away, right? So you're just hit send right here. I'm not going to do it because it's not an address I'm trying to claim, but go ahead, buddy.
You could show them what the next step is going to be. It's not going to actually send it to them yet. It's going to actually come up. And this is the step. I just want to talk about this too. Number one is it's going to show you how many credits you used. Okay. And it's going to just remind you even one step further to, for best results, definitely reach out to that person and let them know that they're going to have 24 hours. So this is a step where you're actually going to send the mining assessment. So the previous step allows you to make that decision. And this is a step where you actually would send that mining assessment out and they would receive an email or text. And so just wanted to clarify that.
Perfect. And so Eric, walk us through. So in the dots here, what is happening? Give us some text to this right here. This is
Absolutely. All right, guys. So as we know, or as it says, all the green hotspots are real online hotspots that are deployed on the Helium blockchain. These are real miners that are earning crypto. And this is everyone's miners across, the Helium's network, everyone across the world. Then we're going to skip offline. I think that's pretty much self-explanatory that any gray dots you see are going to be offline dots, but we have those purple dots, those pink purple dots. And these are the hotspots that you have planned in your account. They are yours. These are the ones that you have actually entered the addresses. And just like Rick did before, he planned those hotspots. And if you want to see those in a list, you can see where Rick's mouse is right now over planned hotspots. And so those purple dots are just easily identifiable. These are my plan. This is my plan. So that's really, if you want to just get down to it, those are your hotspots. Moving on to the blue markers are iHUB planned hotspots. And what that is everyone who's currently using Helium Track right now, every iHUB member, this is showing all of the collectively, the entire iHUB affiliate network's planned hotspots. So we can now see what is the growth, what is being planned within iHUB as a community. And so we can't really see more details or see what it's earning because it's not online yet, right? This is the first step in achieving a placement at that location. And we do know, I want to just touch back on the validation. So when Rick was planning that hotspot, we saw a little kind of loading going on. And so what that actually is currently doing is it's checking to make sure that there's currently not an existing live hotspot there, right? And that there's not already a reserved hotspot there. And we're going to start moving on to what that means as well. All right. So when Rick, let's go ahead and we'll take a look here. So like Rick said, in the world of iHUB, we don't want existing members planning on top of each other. We don't, we want to make this a fair playing field. And there's exactly an example of a location that did not pass. There's already a hotspot there or a reserved hotspot there. And so, Rick, why don't we touch upon the fact of what someone should do if they don't pass the validation?
Let's hammer on this point. So you guys are going to get this more and more, especially if you're working in a dense area like Vero Beach. You're going to get this a lot, right? Now, it doesn't mean that these people can't work the business, right? I'll use my good friend Dave Decker. Okay, Dave helped me build the original 6-pack in Vero Beach, right? And now you can see there's 205 hotspots in Vero Beach. It's all pretty much his group, right? Just hubbed out. Now Dave lives out west of town. Dave, until recently, didn't even have a miner on his location because it didn't make any sense, right? Now it wasn't exactly the same as this scenario. This was saying you can't have a miner because it's too dense. And I said earlier, we protect you guys as affiliates. We protect your real estate, right? And we're also protecting everybody else as well. We're not dropping on everybody else as well. We're trying to get everybody else in the Helium community to adopt our philosophy, and that may come, may not come, but that's what we're going to do. That's what we've chosen to do, is to build the structure the way that Helium wants, so we can maximize every single hotspot out there. But when you get this, you still have your sign up link here, right here, and you can send that out to somebody, and they can still join as an affiliate, and they can still build the business. Okay, so it's just that they're not going to be able to have a hotspot on their property, but it does not mean anything really. There's so many people in this community that do not have hotspots on their property and are doing a great job. So that's kind of what that means. So if you get this, it's just not going to be a good place to plant a hotspot.
That's Eric? Right. That's right. Absolutely. And so you guys also think about the growth potential from this step, as far as still getting someone signed up, them planning, just one person coming in under you, passing along your affiliate link, them signing up and building out their whole network. We want every person that comes in to follow this exact process. So just by taking the time to reach out to that person, say, hey, unfortunately, I ran your address. It didn't pass the validation, but here's a sign up link. If you follow these steps and plan your network, there's a ton of earning potential there, guys. So definitely, like Rick said, don't get discouraged. Yeah. All right. So moving on, so we talked about those blue markers. Those are all planned hotspots. Let's move on to the black markers.
Hey, can I say something
Yeah,
real quick?
please.
So, and just correct me if I'm wrong, but the blue hot spots would be the purples of everybody else, correct?
That's right. That's
All right.
exactly a great
So-
way to put it, Rick. Thank
So
you.
what does that mean? You can your show up as purple because that's your planned hotspots, but everybody else, you can see the enormous amount of planned hotspots that are going out on the board, right? Amazing, right? But though that real estate has not been claimed yet. Okay. So what does that mean? So if I wanted to go right here, right? If I knew my buddy lived right here, and I'm not saying this is the way to do it, but you as you grow, that you can still plan a hotspot there and create the urgency for somebody to claim that hotspot, okay, and guard that real estate.
Exactly. That's the,
Okay.
it's a plan, right? It's simply a way for you to create that plan. And exactly, Rick. Thank you. All right. So then moving on to the black. Yes.
Yep. Absolutely.
All right. Cool. So yes, the black markers are hotspots that have been planned and have been sent to mining assessment. Okay. And they, well, actually, I'm sorry, I'm going to take that a step further. They've been sent a mining assessment and they viewed that mining assessment. It actually is indicating that these are all the hotspots that are in that 24-hour pending period to take action. And so we'll amazingly, we'll see it. All of these hotspots only exist on the map. I'm sorry, all of those black markers only exist on the map for 24 hours, and you'll see them all over the place, and they're changing all the time. So these are all of those pending mining assessments, literally 24-hour window for people to finalize and reserve their free hotspot, sign up their account and reserve their free hotspot.
Yeah, it's amazing. So they, again, I'm just going to reiterate this. I'm getting redundant with it, but when the person clicks on that mining assessment, they guard that for 24 hours. Okay. 24 hours. And if they claim that, then they guard it, they basically, then they go into an orange status and it means it's reserved, correct?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So yes, going now to the orange markers are all of the hotspots that have either been reserved using the to-do list reserve hotspot. Okay. And we do run the validation, the same one on there, as well as all of the reserved hotspots that have come in through the mining assessment. So what that means is that real estate is permanently claimed now, and no one will be able to plan a hotspot, or I'm sorry, to reserve a hotspot around there. And so now that's kind of locked in a little bit. Rick, if you want to go over kind of from there.
Yeah, I mean, you've kind of nailed them all, right? So,
yeah, I guess so.
I mean, we nailed all the dots. So the dots are important, guys, to understand. What you want to do is create as many orange dots as you can, because that's building your organization eventually, right? Now, they might not get deployment, depends on where they are, depends on if they build their six-pack, depends on the work that they do. But eventually, that's probably going to be a prime location, no matter where it is in the world, for a hotspot, because the vision of Helium is to build worldwide coverage on the Helium network. Okay. But again, I wanted to say this, that I want to talk about leveling up again. I'm not going to dive into this over here, but just read into that. Okay. Get in there, understand the compensation plan. We built this incentive right in the compensation plan. We want to get more HNT to level up and do the work of the business. We are not a hosting program. We call this a dynamic hosting plan because technically you guys are hosting units from the company, right? But we're not a hosting plan. We're not competing with the hosting plans. We don't want to be a hosting plan. We are an affiliate acquisition plan, right? We're all about driving the affiliate network, right? And having everybody an opportunity to build a six-pack in their own area and hub it out. Whether that's in your own area or somewhere else, it doesn't really matter, but the concept is there, okay? So we're going to drive all the time. We're going to be driving that six-pack. You'll see it throughout our marketing. You'll see it in the leveling up. You'll see it in the compensation plan. It's always going to be driving that 1 + 5, 1 + 5, 1 + 5. And one day when you really get that, you'll thank us for it, I think. So exciting stuff. So Eric, any other thoughts or anything you wanted to cover tonight before I'm going to turn it over to Chuck and Michael, and they're going to handle questions. They're going to serve questions to you. I'm trying to keep it on topic, but through the chat.
You got it. Aside from what we went over, there are some other features in the works, guys, where we have a lot of amazing things, in our plan, in our to-do list. And so we want to slowly roll that out to you guys, keep the expectations, make sure that everything that we do release is properly tested. We're adding a bunch of servers, by the way, Rick. I don't know if I let you know that, but we want this thing to be fast.
I got the bill.
Yeah. So listen, we're hitting this from every angle, from the training to the marketing to the tech to from every possible angle. We're scaling very quickly, so we understand there's some growing pains. We understand there's some learning curve. Bear with us, guys. We are working 24/7 for you.
Awesome. All right. Well, listen, Michael, Chuck, I'm going to turn it over to you guys to field some questions. I'm going to stop sharing my screen here. And I got a feeling, Eric, you better be on point because you are going to get a lot of them.
Okay, let's do it.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys. I
Hey,
appreciate
hey,
it.
great overview, guys. And let me
Yeah.
just say this. Let me just say this about, if you're brand new, this may all look very confusing, but like Rick said, if you'll just stay in here and be patient and learn, little bits and pieces as you move along, it's going to become easier and easier and easier, even for non-tech people like myself, right? So I'm the one that they guinea pig this thing on, right? That, hey, is it even somebody of your skill level can do this? And I said, no, guys, we got to dumb it down just a little bit more. So, they've been able to do that. So, Michael, I know you've been looking at the questions as well as I have, and let's. Are there hotspots? Let's see. Go ahead, Michael. If you see something that you want to get to, or you want to push this to push the Rick. Or,
Yeah, so let me ask a question that a few folks asked me today, and it's a great question. Now we got Eric on here. Is what do you do to turn people to orange? In other words, the question that was asked to me was, they went ahead, they sent an assessment, it got accepted, but it was still showing as purple in their back office. But when they hover their cursor over there, it says reserved. So is it supposed to turn orange in your own back office?
I believe the answer is yes. And so what currently is happening, in order for us to roll that out quickly, it's possible that we have two separate layers overlaying each other. I will tell you one thing: if the mining assessment says complete, know that it is reserved. I mean, and if the person logs in and it says their hotspot's reserved, you can feel rest assured. I'm glad you brought that up. So basically, if I understand correctly, they're still seeing a purple marker, a purple dot where it should be orange. Is that correct?
That's correct. Yes.
Okay, got it. All right. Well, we're going to look at that. It's possible that there's two separate layers because there was a planned hotspot and then a reserved hotspot layer, and they might be conflicting, or we might see one dot on top of another, and that might be causing some confusion. So we definitely will get that over and make sure that it shows correctly.
Michael, here's a question: is how much can you earn, and how do you earn crypto? Well, guys, how much you can earn is really up to you. I mean, there's the sky is the limit here. Now I saw some chatter in there about, well, you could earn more if you owned a hotspot. Yeah, you can, right? Yeah, and that's how Helium started. And when we looked at this, that's how they had 7,000, less than 7,000 hotspots around the world. And we decided that we would build an incentive model, right? For you to be able to we'll incentivize you to tell your friends, to have them tell their friends, to have them tell their friends, so that you get a little piece off of all of that. And like Rick said, once you start to understand the rewards program that goes along with this, you'll quickly see that it is much more advantageous for you to build a team and refer people than it is to own 1 or 2 or 3 or 10 hotspots. Believe me, you'll never out earn your team, right? I mean, if you have a team, you can earn literally on thousands. I mean, you can start with 10, those 10 can get 10. Now you've got 100, those 100 can get 10. Now you've got 1,000 that you're starting to earn a little percentage on. So just look at that rewards program and sit back and start playing with the calculator and looking at it. So
I want to touch on that too, if you don't mind, Chuck.
Yeah.
I think everything comes back to, what is the potential? It all comes back to, the training. And so one of the things right now is we're focusing a lot of the training on the technology side, on the software side, on getting people accustomed on how to use this. But first of all, when we launch this new support center with this training, I guarantee you it's going to be nothing like you've seen before as far as iHUB training goes. It's going to be very guided, very easy to follow. Almost think of it like a mini course, okay? And it's gonna be step by step by step, and make sure that you get every piece of information in the right order so that when you get to one piece of training, you already kind of went over the prior training, and this way you're not bouncing around. But once we get through this software side of things and people start getting used to the system, I want to focus on training for people to understand placements and understand, we'll do some training on antennas and line of sight and elevation and different types of DBI. And so really being able to provide you guys with, once we get past the understanding of the software and we have really good training on that, we're going to move right on to focus on strategy, on understanding how to increase if the strategy is to build your team, and you can train every single one of them under you on how to increase their percentage of earnings by adding an antenna or getting it a little bit higher or making sure that they face it in a certain way, we want to focus on that. And so not only will we work on the training to build your team strategically, but every single one of those, give them the tools on how to increase their earnings a little bit. So there's a lot of foresight here, guys, and we're going to work on that for you.
Yeah, absolutely. And it is all about training. Our mission and our goal is to train people, to train people, to train people, to train people, to teach and continue to do that. I mean, that's how you organize. And, I was once asked how you build a team of 400,000 people. Well, it's real easy. You first have to learn how to build a team of 10, right? And then those people have to learn how to build a team of 10, and so on and so on. So it's a very easy concept. And once you get it, although this is not MLM or network marketing, this is the most powerful affiliate compensation reward program, bar none, in the statement. I can say that with all confidence because I know the guy that wrote this plan, that designed this plan, that created and thought up this plan. And quite frankly, he was making $1 million a month on an $80 phone bill or less. And now we've got machines that are going to do considerably more than that. And we've even enhanced it way more than that original plan. So trust me when I say, I see a lot of little questions in here. What about this and what about that? They're all going to get worked out. All of those things are going to get worked out. If you had a challenge with the software and it didn't do exactly what it was supposed to do, I know Eric and the team were working on it today, and it was down one time when I went to it. No big deal, right? Hey, brush it off, move on, because it'll be back up again. And, this is a business. And once you understand that businesses don't always go the way that you expect them to go, there's going to be, somebody that doesn't do something but it's just business, right? So just brush it off, move on, keep a positive attitude, and understand that, if you'll stay in there and keep doing the little things, right? The little things, that daily method of operation, you're going to get to the top of the organization. So, that's
touching on that, just for anyone who has experienced issues. And as we did say, we are working on everything. We've taken a step back. We've been launching features, giving you tools, and we're working on live. We're pushing changes immediately right to you guys, literally from our fingertips right to your fingertips. And so over the last 3 days or so, and for the next week or so, we're focusing on just locking down existing problems. So I would honestly say, guys, within a week or so, we shouldn't see any of the existing issues. And if there are, we have a whole new channel for you guys to submit those problems to us. And that's going to go right to the development team. It's going to bypass the support team, but there's going to be more information you're going to need to fill out to help us figure out the problem. But just understand that we, within about a week, and I feel really good about this because I'm sitting there all day, every day, working on these things, seeing the challenges, looking at the bug reports, seeing the tickets coming in. And so we're finally getting to a point where issues are becoming we're knocking things down. They're getting right off the to-do list. So thank you guys for your patience. Just a big thank you from the dev team. And we appreciate all your feedback. So Just want to say
You know,
that.
one of the things that I saw in here are support tickets. Now, guys, let me just say this about that. Don't, you know, you have an organization, you have people, an enroller, that person has somebody that enrolled them, and so on and so on and so on. You know, rather than bombarding support, I mean, we've got 150,000 affiliates, and just imagine if everybody decided to pop in a support ticket today. No, they're not going to get answered, right? So you have to take it upon yourself to, you know, search out some of that information by going to your enroller, who may go to their enroller, and so on and so forth. But it really is just a process of education and being patient. You know, I saw some things in here about
Chuck,
where
I got a good question that needs to be answered.
Go ahead, John.
There's a question, if we run assessments for affiliates that already signed up, how do they bypass having to re-sign up? And so like all the existing affiliates that already signed up and they want to do one. So I know in the to-do list is to claim they can do their own reserving. Don't fill out another assessment for that individual. Just direct them, you already have an account, go to the to-do list and make sure you reserve it there.
Yes. Yeah. Good. I'm glad you brought that up, because it seems so self-explanatory. And sometimes when we build things and we launch things, you know, we're behind the scenes, we're building this, we're launching it, and it makes sense to us because it just does. So sometimes we forget the basics, right? And so every person who has an iHUB account can log into Helium Track. You don't need to create a new account. You can literally log into Helium Track using your iHUB login. And the first thing right on that to-do list on the top right under the green bar says reserve your free hotspot. So if someone is already an affiliate and you want them to reserve their hotspot and they're under you, direct them to log into Helium Track and click the first step in the to-do list to reserve their hotspot. It is going to still run that validation. It's going to check and say, hey, is already a reserved hotspot or a nearby hotspot too close? And it'll validate it for them. But I'm glad you brought that up. Thank you, John. And I like when you pop on too.
You know, there's a question in here about what about the Caribbean, right? What about Jamaica? What about the Trinidad? Yes, absolutely, positively. Go look at the map. We're lighting it up. So people are planning. If you hear a dog whining in the background, that's my Doberman. About this time, he's saying, "Okay, come on, you should be done by now." So, and, you know, somebody asked a question, where does Helium get the money? Let me just kind of, so that everybody knows what we're getting paid for. Helium has decided to incentivize us to build the network rather than taking the billions of dollars that they have from investors, lease land and build cell towers like the telcos have done in the past, right? They decided to use a different model. They decided that the speed of adoption, right, was by utilizing people like us that get excited about something and spread the word around so what they're doing is they're paying us that money. They created the blockchain, their own blockchain, the Helium blockchain, and then they funded everything. So they're paying us for providing the coverage of that little hotspot over that specific area. So I get paid every day to make sure that unit is turned on, the light is on, and it's operational. And that is verified by other hotspots that are close to me. They verify that, yes, Chuck's passive lemonade perch, that's my guy, the passive lemonade perch. I wish I would have had the funky chicken pig or something, but I didn't. You know, I get paid because I'm, you know, keeping the network going. So that's all we're doing. And, you know, there was John sent out a little excerpt from a person in the crypto world about how Helium has the potential to knock the giants off of their perch, right? AT&T, Verizon. They talked about that we have this little small company that nobody's paying attention to, has the ability to, all of a sudden within a couple of years, put out millions and millions of these hotspots all over the globe and knock the big boys, because listen, we're building the world's largest and first peer-to-peer wireless network. What do you think is going to be pushed over that wireless network? No telling, right? The jury is out. I mean, there's thousands of very smart people that are working on things that could be put on that network at a much, much lower cost than going through middlemen, right? So just keep that in mind as we build this whole thing out.
Chuck, let me say this. I know we're getting to the end of the comment, but I just want to let this kind of guys, we're also looking at a lot of things to push out through our network. So, miners are one thing, guys, but there's a lot of things we're working on in the backgrounds. Not privy to say anything yet, but just stay tuned. This is just the beginning. It's certainly not the end. So with that, Chuck, I'll let you close it down.
Right, real good. Hey guys, we'd love to be able to stay on here and answer. I mean, since I started that little talk, there were 97 new messages. So we know that there's a lot of questions, and you'll get the answers to all of those questions. But just stay in tune and in touch beyond the Zooms. You're going to pick up something brand new each and every time, whether you get it from Rick or whether you get it from Eric, you get it from Michael, you get it from me, you get it from John, whomever. But we have hundreds of years of experience in building teams and doing what we're doing. So just stay in there, stay patient, knowing that this is just the beginning phase of something that is destined to become absolutely a household name. And I know that's kind of worn out sometimes, but we really feel that we have the potential to be able to do that. And not because of us, it's because of what helium has started. Had it not have been for these guys, these three guys that started in 2013, none of this would be here. None of us would have an opportunity. This would be a blank screen, right? But because of their vision, it is, it is what it is. So we have a huge potential in front of us. So stay plugged in. The next event is Monday, right? Monday, 9 p.m. East Coast time. We sent out our schedule Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday. Monday night opportunity meeting, Tuesday and Thursday training, and we'll probably do some extra trainings. And then on Wednesday, also at 5 o'clock, a biz op explanation of the business opportunity. We're working on all kinds of PowerPoints. Everybody's asked me about that. Working on standardization, making everything totally legal, right? And not violating anything. So with that, just stay tuned. We're shipping product. We've got product for all of you that are waiting for the miners that you've paid for. We've got product that we're expecting any day to the warehouse in New York. Now we're out of, we have no control over any of that, right? It comes in, it gets in the customs. It could be 2, 3, 4 weeks before it ever gets out of there, but it will hit our dock. We will then ship out everything. We're trying to clear out all of that inventory, all of those orders, and get those shipped so we can get into the free deployment model as quickly as possible. So trust me, we're working on that every single day. So that's it, guys.
Great job, Chuck.
That's it. Okay.
That's it, guys. Have a great night. Appreciate the time.
Eric, thank you very much.
Thank you,
everyone.
Great job.
We'll be keeping you posted.
Thanks for all the great questions and feedback, guys. Appreciate the input.
We'll get the recording posted up on our Facebook page, and we'll get it emailed out to everybody. So with that, like Porky Pig says, this is the end, guys. Well, this is it. So adios, Michael. See you later, buddy.